Rawdawg and some randoms. Usually mostly careful though. Always using protection. Double bagging it sometimes just to make sure there's no seepage. Because gonorrhea, herpes, and stuff. I don't want that.
Rawdawg Football Talk. Strap it up.
Well, what's going on, everybody? It is a little early for all of us, right? We're usually here in the evening time, but to be honest with you, the whole reason why I moved this up is we were supposed to go to a Kings game tonight, but because the Dodgers are taking this to another game, I was like, we're not going to the Kings game. We got to watch the Dodger game. So I've been really into this series. The Dodgers let me down. Although I kind of thought the Dodgers would lose. And to be honest with you, I would not be shocked if they lose again tonight.
Right.
Finish it up in LA. You know what I mean? But
it seems to work that way, doesn't it?
But do you want to keep New York in it like that? I mean, I don't know if I would, because gosh dang, man, you let them up, then they're only down one game going in,
right,
into LA, and then they can tie the series up,
right,
and we don't want that so much. So Dodgers, stop playing around with us and just finish the damn thing off, man, so we can live our life. Because if you bring it here to LA, and even if you don't bring it here to LA, it is going to be chaotic. The fucking streets are going to be clogged up worse than they already are. Southern California will be at a complete stop because the Dodgers won. That's how crazy everybody is out here.
It'll go crazy there. For sure.
Oh yeah, riots and all. Just give someone a reason to fuck some shit up, man. We won. Fuck this place up. Go tear up all those fucking streets and everything. We won. Oh boy, yeah, it's chaos. But hey, man, how the hell was your weekend? And how was your football weekend? Did you get a chance to watch some football games? And how did everything go?
I got to watch the games. Both of us are big Bronco fans, so that's our team. So when they're playing, and I'm not at and I'm not at the game, and my son-in-law and my daughter, and I told you they were at the game, then I'll watch it. But in the meantime, I like to watch NFL Red Zone.
Yes, that is a lot of fun.
See all the action going on.
Yes.
And so I take a lot of notes from that. And man, oh man, the last 2 minutes of the first half of the games, the morning games, went back and forth. It was the most amazing thing. Incredible plays. My mouth was going.
Now you had to see that Commanders finish
everything
with the Bears, and I mean that Hail Mary. I tell you what, that ball couldn't have bounced more perfectly right into the Commanders receiver's arms, man, for a touchdown. I was just like, wow, unbelievable, man. I watched a lot of that game. I mean, and that was a lot of back and forth too, and two young quarterbacks showing off to each other. And at the end of the day, Daniels takes the W, man.
Yeah. And here's the irony of this whole thing. You saw the karma of the guy that was irritating the fans at the end and kind of imitating and going, like we won, run. And there was an actual play going. He turned around and saw it. He's the guy that ran in and tipped the ball. Wow. Can you believe
and I'll tell you what, the Bears cornerbacks were sitting there talking shit to the fans.
Yeah, kind of and mock.
Yeah. I mean,
that was guy in the quarterback.
Yeah, man. I mean, it couldn't have been more ironic than that. Then the guy sitting there in the end zone on his ass, just like, wow.
Yeah.
But gosh, they gave him a lot of time back there. And when Daniels was just dancing around, and you could just see him looking like, oh shit. And then at the end, you just threw it in the pile, and that just like a volleyball, man, fucking bounced right back. What an amazing way to end it. What up, Mr. Willis? Welcome in, brother. Welcome in, man. We're doing this a little early because the Dodgers and they're kicking butt right now, so I have to watch that game. But yeah, what amazing finish to a lot of games. And hey, man, the Broncos, man, Bo Nix is really coming through. And let me tell you what, bro, Cortland Sutherland decides to have a good game. I bench his ass because he gives me 0 points. And that was the difference in me losing and winning my fantasy game, man. Well, before we talk anymore, we'll go ahead and make sure we get into this because we're going to start talking more about actual new stuff. So we'll go ahead and get on.
Let's go now.
All right. So, you know how we always do. We kind of talk about the big takeaways. What were your big takeaways from week 8, man?
Well, I think we talked a little bit about that. I mean, the morning games in the last 2 minutes, 3 minutes of each of those games went back and forth. It was incredible. I watched the red zone until the Broncos come on, and then so that I think that was my takeaway was just
amazing finishes,
amazing stats. I mean, that whole week was a good football week.
And I will say, I think my big takeaway was Jameis Winston for the Browns. Kind of came through for them.
Yeah,
you would expect the Ravens just to dominate the hell out of the Browns, but for them to, Jameis Winston kept them in the game, and at the end of ultimately won the game for him. And that was another game that really was a back and forth close game. But the Browns, man. I mean, a little bit shocked there is Jameis Winston gonna be a savior for him? Yeah. I don't think he's gonna be a savior, but I think he's gonna get them some more quality wins that they weren't getting.
Definitely a takeaway from the weekend was that there was just so many of them, man. I mean, which one do you pick?
It was a really great weekend of football, no doubt, absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, dude, and I gotta get the news going around here, and Mr. Joe Flacco is being pulled up, and he will get the start for the Colts. That's probably I'm surprised they've waited so long, but I guess they were going to give it a whirl, huh?
I said, I think we talked about Joe last week, didn't we?
Yeah. So now they're going to go ahead and give him the actual keys to the car.
There you go,
and let him go, man. But yeah, what a crazy weekend of football. Like I was telling you with the Broncos, Cortland Sutherland had a really good weekend. Bo Nix is really coming through. These rookie quarterbacks are really showing that they're actually, really good quarterbacks, man. I mean, I'm really shocked and
one of those
impressed with Daniels. He's just amazing with the Commanders.
This could go down with one of the 1983 draft.
Yeah, with some really good quarterbacks that are definitely going to be, in the mix for a while. Mm-hmm. And also, I mean, the Minnesota Vikings quarterback, even though he's out, I mean, who knows how that would have went with him being, in as well. So this was a good quarterback class, I gotta say, for 2024, 2025 season. And I'm really impressed with what Bo Nix is starting to do with the Broncos. Definitely need it because that defense is awesome. So to have an offense that can complement that defense, is going to be good. And this weekend's going to be a tough one for him. And
the next 3 games.
Yeah, we really got a tough one this weekend.
We got Baltimore playing them.
Yep, that's this weekend.
We got I don't know. I got it sitting here on my fridge, the schedule. But I looked and I go, oh, shit, the next 3 games are going to be tough.
Yeah. Yep. So it will be interesting to see where they end up faring in the AFC West. And I don't, the Chiefs are still kind of holding strong, and still the only team undefeated right now is the Chiefs.
Somebody's going to knock them down.
Yep. And the Vikings took another L this weekend. So, yeah. Well, all right. We're going to go ahead and move on into our next segment. But before we do, we'll take a quick little break.
Welcome to Veteran Voice Radio, where we honor the brave and celebrate their stories through music. Tune in to 2 incredible stations, Ranger Rockwave and Simplify Country. On Ranger Rockwave, experience the raw energy of alternative rock featuring talented musicians who are veterans and military family members. Their powerful stories and unforgettable tunes will inspire you and keep you rocking. Switch over to Simplify Country, where the heart of country music meets the spirit of service. Enjoy heartfelt ballads and toe-tapping tunes from veterans and their families sharing their journey through song. Join a community that honors those who serve. Veteran Voice Radio, music with a mission. Discover Ranger Rockwave and Simplify Country at veteranvoiceradio.com, or you can also download the app on Apple or Google and let the stories of our heroes resonate through your speakers.
All right. This is the time where we reflect on week 8 and take a look at the scores. We'll go ahead and pull that up. Week 8 scores. All right, starting off with the first game, the Vikings lost to the Rams, which that was a big shocker. Was in LA though, so that does sometimes make a difference to the home team advantage. Philly beat the Bengals by a lot, 37-17. That was a pretty big shocker.
Yeah.
Baltimore Ravens lost to the Browns 24-29, which that again was another shocker. Detroit Lions destroyed the Tennessee Titans 52-14. Texans barely squeaked by with a win, which just kind of shocked 23-20 against the Colts. The Green Bay Packers barely won the Jacksonville Jaguars as well, 30-27. So you can see all these games were really close. The Arizona Cardinals
morning games
got that 1 point against the Miami Dolphins, 28-27. Dolphins looked a lot better, but couldn't pull it off. The New York Jets still are struggling, no matter what they do and who they get. They lost to the Patriots 25-22. Atlanta Falcons beat the Buccaneers 31-26. Saints let me down against the Chargers. The Chargers beat them 26-8.
Yep.
Carr being out definitely hurt them. Buffalo Bills won the Seahawks 31-10. The good old Broncos beat the Carolina Panthers 28-14. Gave me a little bit of a scare early in the game, but I knew the Broncos were going to pull through. Chiefs squeaked it out 27-20. No matter what, doesn't matter what quality the win is, they're still getting them wins, man. Only team right now undefeated still. Chicago lost to the Commanders, which if you guys lost that one, what a game-ending catch. Hail Mary in the air and tapped into the Commanders receiver's hand right into the touchdown for the win. And the Cowboys, 49ers to me pretty much, that was a pretty close game, but the 49ers squeaked it out 30-24 against the Cowboys. Pittsburgh Steelers won the Giants 26-18. Not going to lie, didn't watch that game because I was watching the LA Dodgers. Yeah. But any of these games shock you? Anything there surprise you or anything like that?
Well, I think anytime you see a team, even if it's against a team like Tennessee, dominate like that 52-14. Wow. I got to think about our week, this week or next week, whenever it is that we have to pick our new.
It's this week. It's today.
This week. Super
it's
Bowl.
actually today.
Oh, shit. Are you kidding
It is today.
Ah! Okay.
So, yeah, we
All
definitely will be picking that later.
Okay.
But,
You threw it on me, huh?
yeah, and I think the Browns beating the Ravens was a big turd in a little bit of this deciding factor.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, I think it was a really close game, like we said to begin with. A lot of these games really came down to field goals or just that crazy catch and that Hail Mary. But yeah, what a close weekend of football. After this weekend, though, let's take a look at the standings in the NFC. NFC East, the Commanders are in first, 6-2. Eagles right behind them, 5-2. Cowboys 3-4. Giants are 2-6 in the NFC North. The Lions are 6-1. Green Bay Packers 6-2. Vikings 5-2, and the Bears 4-3 with that tough loss to the Commanders. NFC West, the Cardinals and the 49ers and Seahawks are all 4-4. And right behind them, one game behind them at 3-4 are the Rams. In the NFC South, the Atlanta Falcons are 5-3, Buccaneers 4-4, Saints 2-6, and the Panthers still tough season, 1-7.
Yeah. We keep talking about this conference and we got the NFC here where they're all looking pretty good except for a few teams. And so, I mean, they're all wait till you switch it to the AFC now.
Yeah, now the NFC West it's very open in the NFC West there. Really all these divisions are
if you were going to pick
even the NFC North is pretty open. I mean, there's literally one game behind on all of them.
Exactly. So now we're making the Super Bowl pick. Out of all the NFC teams, which one are you going to choose on that to go against the AFC? So it's going to be
I mean, right now, honestly, I do like the way the Lions are looking.
Mm-hmm.
And even the Vikings. I think for me, that's who I'm gonna go with either the Lions or the Vikings for the NFC side. I mean, if I was to pick, and then if you really want to get down to it, if it wasn't Detroit, I'd go with the Lions, on that one. So
okay.
I think at the end of the day, for me, I think in that, but I think the AFC still is going to win the Super Bowl, right? So whoever that may be, the Ravens, Chiefs, we'll see.
All right.
We'll go ahead and move it on into the AFC. On the AFC East, we have the Bills 6-2, and the Dolphins 2-5. Patriots and the Jets both 2-6. AFC North, Steelers are 6-2. Ravens 5-3. The Bengals 3-5. The Browns 2-6. Who would have thunk that the Browns would only be one game behind the Bengals right now? So, that's got to be rough for Donald's life.
I know, poor Donald. And actually, I hope Donald, if you're watching, I hope you're feeling better, dude.
Yeah, brother. We hope you're feeling better, man. In the AFC West, of course, the Chiefs 7-0, and the Broncos looking tough right now, 5-3. Chargers 4-3. The Raiders 2-6. AFC South, the Texans 6-2, Colts 4-4, Jags 2-6, and the Titans are 1-6.
Right.
Any shockers here? I mean, the AFC shocks me a little bit, right? Like, I mean, I think we've already talked about this. That they have 3 teams that only have 2 wins. That's that division was a top tier division at one point in time.
Correct.
So to kind of see that is like, damn, man, fudge. They're looking rough. AFC West, believe it or not, is looking tough. And I I mean, besides the Chiefs, I gotta say, even though I'm a big Broncos fan, I am a realist too, right? So I didn't have huge expectations for them at the beginning of the season. So for them to be where they're at right now, I'm happy with it, bro. Like 5-3, second place right now in the division. I think that we can easily beat the Chargers, and I think we're going to give the Chiefs a run for their money as well. Our defense is just tough, right? Like,
Yeah.
and now the offense is starting to click, and we
Yeah.
just need the consistency. We need that consistency to keep going.
Well, the next 3 games will tell it all for the Broncos on this thing.
Yeah, after 3 weeks from now, we'll kind of see. That's the real tall tale for them. And if they do end up 2-1 or 3-0 out of these next 3 weeks, then I'm gonna say, man, they're gonna make a run in the playoffs. They're definitely gonna make a run in it. So like you said, these next 3 weeks are gonna be a tall tale.
Yeah, because if you look at it right now, you look at the Baltimore Ravens 5-3, Broncos 5-3. I would have never thought that when we started talking about that in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, nope. I never would have thought the Ravens and the Broncos would have the exact same record.
And I jumped to the Ravens from San Francisco to the Ravens, and now we got.
Yeah, you're the only one. Yeah, you're the one that's been jumping like a mofo. So. Oh man, and I can't wait to get to our Rawdawg picks. I really can't wait to get to our Rawdawg picks.
Me too, because that's all I've been thinking about since we talked about it. I went, shit, we got to do our pick.
Yeah, and there's something we're going to talk about as well when we bring it up.
All right,
we're going to go ahead and get on with our Week 9 power rankings. So going into Week 9, this is where we stand. The Chiefs and the Lions both still hold strong at 1-2. Obviously, Chiefs at number 1, the Lions at number 2. The Bills up 3 spots to number 3. I'm sorry, up 2 spots to number 3. The Packers up 2 spots to number 4. The Commanders up 2 spots to number 5. Ravens down 2 spots to number 6. Vikings down 3 spots to number 7. Eagles 1 up to number 8. And the Texans went down 1 to number 9. The Steelers hold strong at 10. Falcons are up 1 to number 11. The 49ers climbed up 2 spots to number 12. The Bears stayed at number 13. The Seahawks are slowly starting to fall down. They went 3 spots to number 14. Chargers are climbing up to they rose up to number 15. The Broncos also rose up 2 spots as well to number 16. The Bucs down 2 spots to number 17. Cardinals up 3 spots to 18. The Rams up 3 spots to 19. Bengals down 4 spots to 20. The Cowboys down 2 spots to 21. Colts down 2 spots to 22. Raiders up 2 spots to 23. The Browns up 3 spots to 24. They got a quality win, and I guess that gave them a little bit of a boost. The Dolphins up 5 spots to number 25. The Giants held at 26. The Saints down 3 spots to number 27. The Jaguars held their spot at 28. Patriots up 2 spots to 29. One of the biggest falls on this list probably is the Jets, falling 7 spots to number 30. Mm-hmm. And the Titans down 2 spots to 31. And holding that last place spot clearly is the Panthers at 32. So, yeah, as we said, it looks like the big drop here on this chart is the Jets. And rightfully so.
I was just going to say rightfully so. The one that I don't understand is Miami going up 5.
And that's probably because, Tua is back. So, I mean, I think they're thinking he's going to do better for him. I don't know, but they still obviously couldn't get out a win against the Cardinals.
Yeah.
You're right, bro. That's a hell of a jump. It looks like on this chart. That's the biggest jump there was as well, is the Dolphins. So I don't know that I necessarily agree with that. I do think that they are better than quite a few of these other teams. That's the one thing, though. I gotta say, I'm looking at it.
But in this poll, as we've talked, you don't have to be better to be higher.
Right.
Look at the Chargers are higher than the Broncos. Right.
Which we'll have to, I guess. Yeah, that's interesting.
Well, I don't think this thing works right until the very end.
I think they kind of got a lot of that front side kind of dialed in, but I don't know that I would have dropped the Vikings so low.
Yeah.
And I think the Vikings are better than the Commanders. I think the Vikings are better than Green Bay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Well, it's going to be interesting to see kind of when this thing really starts tuning in. You would think that we're kind of getting there. We're at this is the midway point right now for the season, and we're halfway through. That is absolutely fucking crazy that we've gone this fast, man. I mean, this weekend right here will be halfway through. All right, so we'll talk about what we got for this Week 9 slate. Thursday Night Football, we got the Texans taking on the Jets. We got the Saints going into Carolina Panthers. Washington versus the Giants. Dolphins at the Bills. Chargers at the Browns. Patriots at the Titans. Cowboys at Atlanta Falcons. Raiders at Bengals. Broncos at Baltimore. Bears at Cardinals. Jags at the Eagles. Rams at the Seahawks. Lions at the Green Bay Packers. And the Colts at the Vikings. Bucks versus the Chiefs. And there is some bye teams. I forgot to write them down, but don't, when it comes to fantasy, folks, I know last weekend we had that luxury of not having to worry about going, there was no buys last week, so we didn't have to worry about that, but you're going to have to worry about that this upcoming week. I believe Buccaneers are the Bucs. I think the
City.
Oh, that's right. So that's right. They had okay. They're rough because I lost the wide receivers there. Man, that's been a rough ride for me, losing Godwin and Evans. It's been that was a rough weekend for me. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and move on to our next segment. But before we do, we'll go ahead and take a quick little break if I could ever find it here. All right, here we go.
Are you ready to experience the power of military community right from the comfort of your living room? Introducing Military United podcast streams, now available on the Roku channel. Get ready to dive into a world of incredible stories, inspiring discussions, and the best entertainment the military community has to offer. With our veteran podcast host, you'll gain insights into the experiences that have shaped our heroes. And that's not all. We've got a lineup of talented veteran musicians playing rock, country, and more. Get ready to rock out with these incredible artists who have served our country and are now ready to entertain you with their soulful tunes. But wait, there's more. We've also got veteran comedians who will have you in stitches with their hilarious and relatable stories. Laughter is the best medicine, and these brave men and women know how to deliver it. So gather your loved ones, grab some popcorn, and prepare for an unforgettable journey into the world of military podcast, music, and comedy. With Military United podcast streams now on Roku, you can access all this incredible content with just a few clicks of a button. Military United podcast streams on Roku channel. It's time to honor, entertain, and celebrate the incredible men and women who have served our country. Join us today and experience the power of the military community like never before.
Come on. Not over yet.
All right. This is where we get to look and see how we fared on our picks this weekend and see what we did. So before we went into it, this is what it was the week 8 results. So this is how we fared, guys. So the Vikings beat the Rams. So the Vikings beat the Rams, which we all thought. The Rams beat the Vikings. I'm saying that wrong.
Right.
We thought the Vikings were going to beat the Rams, and they should have.
Yeah.
We all took an L there because every one of us thought that was going to happen. The Eagles beat the Bengals, and the only one that saw that coming was myself. And everybody else.
You were just killing it, dude.
Everybody else took a loss there. The Bills beat the Seahawks. We all took a W except for Kevin. And guess what? Kevin told us he was not going to pick another bird team the entire season, and he fucking did. And look what happened for him. They died on you, Doug.
This is going to be my downfall this season.
Yeah. The damn bird teams, man. All right, so the 49ers beat the Cowboys, and everybody but my buddy Derek thought that was going to happen. And the Steelers beat the Giants. We all thought that was going to happen except for Derek. And so after this weekend, Donald was 3-2. I was 4-1. Derek was 1-4, and Kevin was 2-3. So going into week 9. Now after all this, I am 32-13. Kevin is 24-21. Donald is 26-19. And good old Derek, welcome to the Rawdawg picks, brother. You're 1-4, man.
Yeah.
And that's just how it goes. All right, so now comes the fun part when we get to let me get us on a better thing here. Get to pick our picks this week. All right, Kevin. So the way we'll go is we'll start it off with if Derek was here. Derek sent in his picks. Derek went with the Texans on this. And if Donald was here, he would have secondly picked, but he isn't here and he didn't give us his picks yet. So, Kevin, you're up next, man. Who do you got, the Texans or the Jets? It's in New York.
Yeah. Man, I'm going to take the Jets.
All right, man. All right. The way they've been playing, it's really hard to pick the Jets. But it is at home, right? So there's that too. This is a tough one, but I think I am going to go with the Texans.
All right.
So for game 2, gonna be a tough one. All right. So if Donald was here, he would have picked first, but he's not here. Kevin, who we got for this game?
So we got Bo Nix against Lamar, huh?
And Lamar's been killing for me in fantasy football.
I know.
By the way,
I have Bo Nix in my fantasy.
Well, and and here's the thing: the Browns just beat the Ravens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this is a home game.
Yep. Yeah. Are they going to be beaten down? Are we going to be up? Really? You know what? I hate betting on Bronco games. Damn you!
I know.
So
I'm with you, brother, on this one because I went against them, and I'm glad I did because they won.
Well, I don't care about the picks. I'm okay. I don't care about the picks. I'm going to take the Broncos.
Broncos.
I can't bet against them.
You know, if I pick them, they probably lose here. I'm gonna, and I don't want to go against them either because this happened to me last time. But I'm gonna pick the Ravens.
Yep, you're gonna do the smart thing.
I don't know if it's
But
smart.
I'm doing the right thing.
All right. All right. So you're up now to pick first. Who would you go with? And by the way, Derek picked the Ravens on that one.
Okay.
So we got Lions versus the Packers.
I'm going to go with Detroit. I think they're good. They ended up playing a lot of their second string and when they started getting all those points. And so I think they'll be ready to play against the Packers. I don't think the Packers are ready.
Yeah, I as well am going to go with the Lions on this one, and Derek as well went with the Lions. He picked the Lions as well.
Okay.
All right, so game 4. It is now my turn to go first. Against Colts versus the Vikings. I don't see the Vikings taking another loss, so I'm going to go with the Vikings. It is in Minnesota. I picked the Vikings. Derek picked the Vikings. Donald's not here. Kevin, what do you got?
I'm taking the Vikings. But I just want to say something about this game, though. Joe Flacco's coming in. I know
he could be a difference maker. He could be a difference maker.
He could be, but I'm still taking the Vikings.
Yeah, same here. It's in Minnesota, so
I just want to point that out.
That is good point out though. Yep. All right, so game 5, we got the Bucks versus the Chiefs. That would have been on Derek. He went with the Chiefs. Donald's not here. Kevin, who do you pick?
Okay, so all year I've gone against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I'm going to make the Chiefs lose by going with them.
You're picking them this time, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, well, you know what? I do feel like the AFC West owns the NFC South right now, so I do think the Chiefs are going to pretty much beat them as well. I go with the Chiefs. All right. Well, that right there sums up our good old Rawdawg picks for this week.
Yeah.
And we'll move on into our next segment. But before we do, we'll take a quick little break.
American made, veteran owned, we are Doc Goodbeard. It's more than just looking good. When it comes to your beard, we believe you can have it all. Thoughtfully designed, unique fragrances, and affordable prices. We strive to provide a line of uniquely scented balms and oils that you won't find in other products. Come on, rock with Doc, and remember, it's all about the beard, man. So what do you say? Let's take that average beard and make it badass. Go to docbeard.com.
Well, I think you're starting to be a little bit more happier when it comes to the fantasy world.
I am, my friend. I had a good week. I'm now 4-4 in my league. And, I was down 1-4. And I've come back the last 3 weeks. So this week, I kicked my wife's ass.
Dang. Well, sheesh.
Oh, that didn't go well because I was trying to have a lot of fun with her on Sunday. And, I go, oh, but honey, this is a close game. I mean, between the two of us, it went back and forth. So it ended up, we had a good time, but yeah, God bless her.
You squeaked it out, man.
I squeaked it out.
Yeah, you did. That's good. And we'll bring up my fantasy. Almost like I said, Cortland Sutherland really just sat my ass because he did great and he sat on my bench. And if I would have started him, that would have literally made the difference. So it's been rough. Now I'm in sixth place at 3-5. If I would have beat this guy, we would have both been 4-4. So
Right.
that what a tough loss for me. And my team's still putting up some great points. If you were to look at all the different scores, I mean, I'm always up there. So it is a little frustrating. All right, Derek's not here to talk his, but we'll look at his. He also took another tough loss this weekend as well. He's smoke him if you got him, and you can see. I mean, damn, it's just really his middle guys didn't do that great for him.
Yeah,
Cook went off on the other team for him, and so did Pitts. But the guy Davis did get the other team no points. That could have helped him, but. Yeah, what a tough loss.
Yeah.
Tough loss for Derek, too. Didn't get Mr. Donald's done, so I'm not sure how he did this weekend. I can't even talk. He's his. But yeah, man. So let's go ahead and look at who lit up the scoreboard for fantasy leaders this weekend. So after the week 8 passing leaders, Jameis Winston, man, came out for the Browns and put up 334 yards and was number 1 this week in passing yards. Right behind him was Baker Mayfield at number 2 at 330 yards. Jaden Daniels at number 3, 326, and that dude is still putting up some amazing numbers. Trevor Lawrence at number 4, 308 yards, and Kyler Murray at number 5 with 307 yards. So, man, anything past 250 yards in the NFL is pretty impressive. But all these, we got over 5 quarterbacks with over 300 yards. That's quite amazing.
Yep, that's great.
All right, so here we go with the league leaders in receiving yards for week 8. Number 1 was CeeDee Lamb with 146 yards for the Cowboys. For the Tennessee Titans, Calvin Ridley, number 2, with 143 yards. George Kittle, my tight end for my fantasy football, who's been lighting it up for me. He's at number 3 with 128 yards. Terry McLaurin from the Washington Commanders, number 4 at 125 yards. And at number 5, Trey McBride from the Cardinals at 124 yards. Pretty impressive.
Yes.
Especially
it was also wide or tight end weekend, wasn't it?
It was.
And it looks like we got George in there and we got Trey McBride, a couple of tight ends.
Yep. George Kittle's been looking great, even with his ankle, bothering him. He's out there doing amazing.
Doing his stuff.
Yeah, he is. All right, so let's take a look at the rush leaders for week 8. Number 1 for the New York Giants at 145 yards, Tyrone Tracy Jr. Number 2 for the Bears at 129 yards, DeAndre Swift. Number 3, the Detroit Lions, Jamar Gibbs at 127 yards. Tied at number 3, Josh Jacobs at 127 yards for the Green Bay Packers. And for the Steelers, number 4, Najee Harris with 114 yards. Man, that 145-yard game, that's an impressive game. The Giants just can't get, things going on defense as well. So they just got a struggling season.
Jets.
But I would say at this point in time for you fantasy guys out there, I imagine at this point in time the wire is rough. Rough pick is there. There's so many injuries. I know that when I went to go draw from there, because I really suffered from injuries the last weekend, not a lot to pick from.
Nope.
And a lot of people are holding out. So you might have to start reaching out to other players for them trades and stuff like that. But I say at this point in time, wherever your roster is, you're not going to make it too much better. Just got to make sure that you're paying attention to your bye weeks and staying on top of that.
Yeah.
Last words we got, Kevin?
Well, you know about the trades. A lot of people start trading at this time. I actually received a trade today.
Yeah,
I haven't even
they
had
do
time.
start to come because the wires. There's nothing
Uh-huh.
in the wire anymore to go pick up in the free
Right.
agencies.
And I'm going, okay, I don't even know who this is from yet. But I saw it come across on my phone, and it was like all I could see was they want my Kareem Hunt, but they're willing to give me like 3 guys. And I'm going, I don't know what this is. I might have to look at this later because it's got so much going on right now. But so I just wanted to say this is trade season, buddy. And pretty soon it's going to be like nobody's going to do anything. It'll be done.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, football fans, keep tuning in, keep watching us. Please share the show. We're typically live on the Wednesday evenings. Had to move it up a little bit this week, but hopefully we'll all get back and be able to be on the show next week together. I hope you all have an amazing day, amazing week out there, and let's go LA Dodgers, baby.
Let's go, Rawdawg.
Rawdawg Football Talk. All right, we'll see you guys. Have a good one.
Thanks for joining.